Hey everyone, Hank with Outer Rim Travels here. Welcome to the beautiful Allure of the Seas. This is going to be exciting because the ship is undergoing a 100 million plus renovation. So next year, it's going to look completely different. They're getting a pesky parrot bar, also El Loco Fresh up at the pool deck, and the Ultimate Abyss. So interesting, these original Oasis-class ships did not have those venues we've become so used to. But it's going to be a thrill to check out the ship in her original state. Join me. Let's take this quick tour of Allure.
I wanted to kick off this video exactly where we started the Utopia ship tour. Only instead of going to the right, we're going to head left over to guest services. As you know, this is where you're going to come with any questions at all during your cruise. Right next door, you've got Cafe Promenade, but we're going to circle back to that at the end. I really wanted to start over at the Champagne Bar. This is one of those venues that will be changing to the Pesky Parrot next year. And I've got to be honest, I loved the tiki vibe over at the Pesky Parrot aboard Utopia of the Seas. So I think that's going to be a fine addition to Allure. As you exit the Champagne Bar, over here on the left, you've got the port and shopping desk. We're actually going to turn around and head in the other direction. Here on the right, you've got the collection, where you can shop for all kinds of designer brand names. The first of several stores along the Royal Promenade. Here you've got stairs that'll take you down to Casino Royale. Right next door to that, you've got the next cruise desk. Yes, this is where you're going to purchase your future cruise. Now keep in mind, you can always purchase this in the app, but sometimes it's nice to talk to a crew member about your future cruise. Also, if you've booked with me, your current cruise, the new booking is automatically assigned to the agency. Let's head on over this way. We're going to visit one of my favorite spots on the Royal Promenade. This is Sorrento's. And I've got to say, after sailing on several Royal ships, Sorrento's wins the prize for Best Cruise Pizza. I'm absolutely serious, guys. It's a bit of an obsession. It's actually a pretty decent space, and it's always kind of packed. Sometimes the lines go way into the Royal Promenade. Off on this side, you've got your freestyle Coke machines if you've got the drink package. Let's keep walking. Next, you're going to come across the jewelry store. Here you go. And a little further down, you're going to come across Boleros, the Latin-themed nightclub. Now, this is one of those things that you can really tell the difference between Utopia and Allure. This Boleros, it looks a little dated. It looks, darker, less inviting than the one over on Utopia. Wonder if this is going to get a refresh as well. Up on this side, you've got the little stage area for the musicians and a dance floor right there. Now, as you exit Boleros, you've got my absolute favorite, Starbucks. There's the Starbucks kiosk, and on this particular cruise, I visited every single morning for my white chocolate mocha. On this side, you've got On Air, which is the karaoke space. And again, this one is looking a little dated compared to her little sister, Utopia of the Seas. Notice the darker colors. Still fully functional, and it was jam-packed. Boy, were folks having fun singing karaoke. As a matter of fact, on one evening, there was one lady that sounded like a pro, and she killed it. You kind of wish more karaoke sounded like that. All right, let's continue our tour. Over on this side, you've got the Royal Shops. This is all your Royal Caribbean branded merch. Tons of cool stuff in there. And then here is Solera. where you can pick up fragrances, cosmetics, all kinds of skincare, tax and duty free. Same with port merchants for your alcohol. And speaking of alcohol, you've got the Bow and Stern right next door. Convenient, huh? This is your British pub, and it doesn't feel dated because these dark colors are classic. It feels very much like any little pub you'd find in England. Complete with live performances. So over here on the right, you're going to see a stage. There you go. And this is for solo performers. But so talented, definitely swing by and check it out. Okay, moving on. There you've got Sorrentos, but we're back at midship. Here's that classic Mercedes. And as promised, we're going to take a quick swing by the Cafe Promenade. There's guest services on the left. And over here, you've got your complimentary coffees. See them there on the left? Starbucks is an additional charge, but all pastries are complimentary as well. Check out the Rising Tide Bar. Utopia didn't have a fountain like that. Right now, it's up on deck 8. But we're going all the way forward to visit the Amber Theater. This is the main theater aboard Allure of the Seas, where we caught a fabulous performance of ABBA's Mamma Mia. I cannot shout out that cast enough. And while we were not allowed to tape the performance, check out my vlog for all my thoughts and review on the show. Here you go. And I did want to show you what the view is like from the top deck. Here we are in front of the stage. It's actually quite a large theater. But remember, if you're not able to book ahead of time in the app for whatever reason, make sure you book the moment you board the ship. These shows do sell out. All right, let's head down to deck 4, the entertainment place. This is where you're going to find your casinos, the art gallery, a couple little bars, and the ice skating rink. First off, here on the left, you've got the non-smoking Casino Royale. Again, just like on Utopia of the Seas, this is a smaller space, but if smoking is an issue for you, this is where you want to come because the main Casino Royale smells like an ashtray. You could smell it from the hallways, actually. That's how strong that smell of smoke was. But they've got plenty of machines, as you can see, and some gaming tables. All right, let's head outside. See Blaze? That's a little bar over there on the right. Here's some of the artwork. And here you've got the Comedy Club on the left, as well as Studio B, which is the ship's ice skating rink. Here's a peek, and we caught an amazing show on one of our nights called Blades. The performers are just fantastic, and you get a look at that in my vlog. Okay, let's head over this way to the main casino. But we'll hit hyperlapse. By the way, there are 2 hallways like this that lead to the main casino at the end. Okay, here we are. And I am not exaggerating when I say this thing is massive. You've got all the machines you can possibly think of, the gaming tables. It's open till all insane hours of the day and night. And if you've got a little luck, maybe you'll walk away with some cash. Evie actually won some money this particular cruise. It was really exciting. Here you've got a little bar off on the right. Again, just a huge space and always pretty darn packed. I mean, folks love their gambling. Once you cross the casino, you're going to find Izumi, which is the Hibachi and Sushi. Couldn't get in there to film, but you'll see some of it in the vlog. For dining rooms, you've got 3 different themes, but that's kind of a throwback to an earlier time because the dining rooms look identical and the menus are exactly the same on decks 5, 4, and 3. Just like aboard any Oasis-class ship, there are just so many dining options. You may want to select My Time Dining. This way, you're not stuck to a particular dining time. On deck 5 and 4, you've got your traditional dining, so first and second, 5:30-ish, 8 o'clock. And on deck 3 is where they set up the My Time Dining. So you're going to select your dining time in the app. They will notify you when to come to the dining room and you'll be seated. One thing to keep in mind, you will always have a different dining team and different table mates because obviously the time that you're selecting varies each night. Aside from staterooms, the main dining room is pretty much all you've got on 3. So we're going to jump up to deck 6. Welcome to the Schooner Bar. See the Crown and Anchor loyalty desk over here on the left? Just like aboard any Royal Caribbean ship, this is your nautical-themed bar. And we did get a chance to hang out here on this particular cruise. I ordered a toasted marshmallow old-fashioned. It was absolutely delicious. Didn't play any trivia here this time, but it was nice to just hang out and have a couple of drinks. Make sure to check out my vlog for everything that we ate and drank aboard Allure of the Seas, along with the entertainment and that kind of thing. Some really fun stuff. Next up, we're gonna walk just across the way over to the Shore Excursions desk. And I always let my guests know to book their excursions in the app as soon as they have a chance. You don't want to miss that very specific shore excursion. If for whatever reason you haven't booked, this is where you would come to book your shore excursion. Over here, there's the Shore Excursions desk. And across the way, you've got Focus, which is the photo gallery aboard the ship. All right, let's walk through the space. And another quick tip for you, the photo packages should definitely be booked in the app in advance. Royal Caribbean will email you promotions and discounts. That's when you want to grab the great deals because it's quite expensive once you're aboard the ship. I think something like $80 for 5 digital photos at time of filming. So yeah, it can get pretty pricey quick. So if cruise photos are your thing, or you're with a family and you want to preserve those memories, order that photo package in advance in the app. Trust me, you will not regret it. Now, Deck 6 does not connect to the forward part, so we did have to go down to Deck 5, then back up to visit Vitality at Sea, which is the spa and fitness center. It smells so nice in here, you guys, the moment you walk in. Oh my goodness. I could just sit there all day. What a contrast between this and the casino. Jeez. There's your salon and barbershop if the guys want to get a haircut. You've got different facial treatments and things on this side. We're gonna walk over down this hall to the fitness center. Now, it was quite busy the entire cruise, so I wasn't able to go in and film. I don't want to disturb anyone during their workouts, but this is the fitness center on this side. And on the opposite side, you've got the spa area. Doesn't it just look so calming? I mean, you've got the little Zen garden there in the corner. Evie enjoyed a massage so much. She came back so relaxed and felt like a new person, she said. In the aft part of the ship, we've got the Boardwalk. Because our staterooms were on Deck 6, we actually spent a ton of time at the Boardwalk. I love this artwork, you see, where it's just wood, and then it gradually evolves into a horse for the carousel. Over here on the left, you've got the doghouse. These are your complimentary Coney Island style hot dogs. There's that beautiful carousel. We did ride it this time. Again, check out the vlog for that. Then over here, you've got Pinwheels, little store. Right next to that, you've got Candy Beach, which is the sweet shop. Star Pier has your Royal Caribbean branded merch. And right next door, you've got Johnny Rockets. Much more Johnny Rockets in the vlog. I wanted to focus on Sabor, which is one of the venues and its little bar that will be going away when the ship gets its makeover next year. Here is the little tequila bar. Now, if you've watched my Utopia of the Seas ship tour, this is where the exit to the ultimate abyss is. So clearly, this little bar's days are numbered. Here is Sabor, the actual restaurant, and we had a chance to dine here, and I've got to tell you, it was phenomenal. The food was so good. Sad to see it go, but Playmakers is a fan favorite. You know, they've got these amazing burgers and things, and if you think about it, they're bringing a local fresh to the pool deck. So really don't kind of need both Mexican restaurants. So it's a smart decision to have a sports bar here on the boardwalk versus another Mexican restaurant. We did enjoy ourselves though. With the Mexican theme going away, I imagine this play zone for the kids will get a makeover as well. Glad we were able to get, one last look at it. Next to that, you've got the rock climbing wall. There's one on each side. And of course, the incredible Aqua Theater. These shows at this venue are just absolutely mind-blowing. Just keep in mind, the theater seats about 700-ish, and with 6,700 guests, you're gonna wanna book the Aqua Show as soon as it becomes available in the app. Also, when you arrive, notice the seating. The first 3 rows, you're gonna get splashed, and the others have seat backs. It's first come, first serve, so that's important to you. Make sure you arrive at least 15 minutes early. Next stop, Deck 8. Here is Dazzles, which is a lounge/dance club. Yes, they've got live music here and some amazing views of the boardwalk. You can see that behind the stage. Here's the little bar off on the left. You've got your stage for the live musicians. See the boardwalk back there? It's a really nice little venue, and they also host trivia here sometimes. Now on to my favorite, Central Park. And the Central Park aboard Allure of the Seas seemed so much more lush for some reason. I guess, the ship's a little older, that's one of the advantages. Vintages. It's the first little bar that you come across. It's actually quite dark and moody. Glad the camera was able to capture the vibe here. And yes, the DJI Pocket 3 is just phenomenal. It's interesting, aboard Utopia of the Seas, where Vintages is, and Giovanni's table here on the left, that's all Izumi, and Izumi in the park. But let's check out Giovanni's table. This is the Italian restaurant on board. If you've watched my Utopia ship tour, Giovanni's is now located on decks 11 and 12 and have that outstanding view of the boardwalk area. Across from Giovanni's, you've got Park Cafe. Couldn't get in there to film because it was packed from sunrise to sunset. Let's take this quick little walk over here. Isn't that beautiful? This ultimately leads to the Trellis Bar. See it there at the end? A little further up, you've got 150 Central Park on the left, and that's the Rising Tide Bar there in the middle. But we're coming over to Chop's Grill. Here we are. Let's take a look inside. Now, I will say I had a tough time filming our dinner at Chop's Grill. It was just so dark in there. I mean, you'll be able to see that in the vlog, but the restaurant is as gorgeous as aboard any other Oasis-class ship. Love it. And on the opposite side, you've got 150 Central Park, the fanciest dining establishment aboard any Oasis-class ship. See how beautiful that is? Now, you will dine from a prefix menu, and it is $70 per person at time of filming, but fans of Royal Caribbean swear by 150 Central Park. They say it is just the absolute best dining experience you can have on board. I mean, aside from Chef's Table, which is over $100 per person. Beautiful restaurant. And from fancy dining to the relaxing vibes of the Solarium. Another beautiful Solarium aboard Allure of the Seas. Now, notice, aboard Utopia of the Seas, it was enclosed, so the moment you walked inside, you had this refreshing air conditioning. Allure of the Seas is open, so you can see the ceiling is open up there. So not as cool, but definitely as gorgeous and as relaxing as aboard Utopia of the Seas. Got a whirlpool right there. And off on this side, you've got the main whirlpool. Isn't that pretty? Yeah, it's definitely a gorgeous space. With its own little restaurant and bar right at the center. Didn't have a chance to film that either, but I'm very curious to see if that restaurant bar will become the Solarium Bistro, like aboard the Utopia of the Seas. All right, let's hit the pool deck. This is the beach pool with its little whirlpool right there. And up there, you're gonna have the Perfect Storm slides when the refurb is complete. On the opposite side, you have the main swimming pool. I'm sure they're gonna bring all the colorful palm trees, and pool deck decor that we've become used to aboard the newer ships. Off on the other side, you've got the sports pool. And not too far from that, the pool bar. So these bars, the pool and mast, are going to become the lime and coconut bar. And finally, you've got the H2O zone, which is the splash zone for the kiddos, and that will become Splashaway Bay. Personally, I love Splashaway Bay, and it's more in keeping with the aesthetic of the newer ships. We're going to wrap up our ship tour of Allure of the Seas with some of the recreational areas in the aft of the ship. Here's the sports court. You've got the mini golf. And of course, the FlowRider, which the Allure of the Seas has 2 FlowRiders at the moment. Wonder if that'll stay. And finally, the zip line. Are you brave enough to do the zip line across the back of the ship? I am not.
I hope you enjoyed that quick tour of Allure of the Seas. Yes, she's a little older, but once she undergoes her makeover, she's going to be just as up to date as the brand new Utopia of the Seas. Please keep in mind, if I can help in any way with your future cruise, reach out at outerrimtravels.com. Remember, it's not just about booking the thing, it's about all the little tips and tricks that I can share with you that are going to make the cruising experience just that much better. And trust me, there's a lot of little things to know, so that you start off on the right foot. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you on the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.